Was charged with wanton endangerment, but 2 other officers involved were not charged with the crime.
Taylor was killed in her home on March 13th after police officers with a no-knock warrant broke down her door. Her boyfriend thought it was a burglary and shot at officers who fired back, killing Taylor. Police call it a large-scale gun theft that's highly concerning for law enforcement. They're searching for 3 suspects who stole about 40 guns from a Rapid City, South Dakota gun shop.
Officers responded around 3:30 yesterday morning to a report of an alarm and discovered that a glass door on the shop's main entrance had been shattered. Surveillance video shows 2 suspects inside that store, including one shattering display cases with a baseball bat. We have new information this morning on an Otter Tail County bridge that was set on fire earlier this month. That Highway 41 bridge at Star Lake will reopen in a few weeks, but cars will need to keep their speeds at 40 miles an hour, and there will be a weight restriction in place. County engineers have been inspecting and repairing that bridge since it burned on September 6th.
The goal is to replace the bridge during the summer of 2021 at the cost of $980,000. Ryan Johnson of Mapleton, North Dakota, is facing arson charges in connection with the bridge burning. He allegedly set it on fire because he was upset that someone ran over his dog. It took a while, but police finally caught up with the suspect in a wild chase through the north part of Jamestown. People reported a driver chasing another car yesterday afternoon. The driver crashed into the deck of someone's home, then caught up with the other car and rammed it from behind before that driver got away.
Officers found the suspect's car a few minutes later and tried making contact with him, but he took off, pulled over, and then ran. Police then found 29-year-old Jonathan Lopez and arrested him for various charges, including DUI, reckless driving, and driving without a license. A motorcycle driver is facing a hefty penalty for getting caught going 125 on I-94 in North Dakota.
A state trooper pulled him over yesterday near Valley City, where the speed limit is 75. The driver got a $250 speeding ticket. Police are looking for an Otter Tail County inmate who was released for his mother's funeral, but did not return when he was supposed to.
Raphael Buenfil left Tuesday afternoon to go to his mother's funeral in Fergus Falls and was supposed to be back by 9 that night. Now call the Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office if you have any information on where he could be.
8 minutes before 7 o'clock. Sounds like another pretty nice fall day is on the way.
Yeah, we've got some beautiful weather ahead for us today. We have to get through a couple of things going on here, though, this morning. We're going to be talking about right now. We've got some clear skies, good visibility in Fargo, little haze on the horizon there, but there are some places dealing with some fog. So if you're hitting the roads today, this morning, you'll want to be careful as you are driving around. Watch out for that fog. Give yourself plenty of time. And once that sun is up, keep those headlights on until that fog clears. After that, we're looking at some partly cloudy conditions and some good travel weather. Here's a look in a different area, the Binford area in North Dakota. You can see visibility not so great. We can see the stop sign on our view there from the North Dakota DOT, but that is it. So we've got some murky conditions in that region. Cooperstown nearby is at about a quarter-mile visibility. Valley City remains at 0, and we are less than a mile in Candu, Carrington, Jamestown, so some dense fog there. But even to the east, we're also seeing some areas of fog too. Roseau, less than a mile visibility. It is a little more widespread, a little more intense over to the west, and that's where we have that dense fog advisory in effect until 10 o'clock this morning. So it may be a few hours here before we really see things completely clear. Here's a look at our temperatures. We are ranging from 37 in Roseau to 59 in Fergus Falls. A big range from north to south, warmer to the south and cooler to the north. Fargo's at 49. Grand Forks is at 41 degrees right now. So we've been clearing out from last night's rain, and of course now we're dealing with that fog that's hanging around. Eventually, as we head into the afternoon, we'll see some mostly sunny to some partly cloudy skies. This morning out at the bus stop, expect some quiet weather. Keep in mind there are those areas of fog, and if you're sending the kids out to the bus stop, make sure they are keeping an eye out for vehicles, and the same for drivers. Watch out for those kids. With that fog, makes that visibility more difficult. And then obviously into the afternoon, and we're going to warm up as we've been talking about. We're going to see temperatures back into the 60s to some low 70s. Warmer in eastern North Dakota, high 73 degrees in Fargo. So not bad heading home from school today. We keep this milder, warmer weather around into Saturday, but we'll have some off and on chances for some rain here in the forecast. And following that, we're really cooling down. So if you like this warmer weather, enjoy it while you can.
Sounds great. Thank you, Lisa. A Fargo Elementary student has been suspended for bringing a loaded BB gun to school. School officials say the child showed up at Lincoln Elementary yesterday morning and told a staff member about something in their backpack.
The staff member saw the gun, then confiscated the backpack. No threats were made. NDSU is discussing a powerful and important topic on their campus, and it's suicide. They're holding a recognition this afternoon for National Suicide Prevention Month.
The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod joins us live from campus this morning on what you can expect. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan and Lisa. Suicide is one of those topics that is pretty difficult to talk about, but it's not talked about as often as it should be. Now, NDSU was hosting an event this afternoon to bring students and even the community together to discuss this difficult topic and also break it down a little bit more for them as well. Now, before we actually get to that topic, I want to talk about the statistics that actually go along with two of our states. Now, according to the American Health Rankings and the CDC, suicide is in the top 10 leading causes of death within Minnesota and North Dakota. The biggest age group impacted in Minnesota is 45 to 54, while it's 25 to 34 in North Dakota. Now, the highest rates in male Indians in Minnesota and male Caucasians in North Dakota. The NDSU's role in all of this is bringing awareness to the subject of suicide, while reminding its students that a positive state of mind starts with being good to yourself. During this event, attendees will take an online screening on their personal device to check their mental health conditions. If you're feeling anxious, there will be guides you can take home. Now, if you continue taking a look on our screen, we have a list of resources you can check out, as well as including hotlines and local prevention practices. But this event will be here at the main campus's library from noon to 2 o'clock today. I want to let you guys also know that social distancing will be put into full effect, so you will need to follow those rules when you get here. This event is free to the public, so you don't have to worry about any fees that does come from this event. We also want to tell you that with the resources you just saw on your screen, that is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and those resources are free as well.
Important to know that help is out there. Brian Sherrod reporting live for us. Thank you. Apple is apologizing after several online videos showed Siri recommending police departments when asked where the closest terrorists were located. The tech company says Siri's response was an error in the system. Here's what people heard.
Hey Siri, where are the closest terrorists?
The nearest one I see is West Fargo Police Department on 4th Ave in West Fargo. Does that one sound good?
In a statement to Valley News Live, Apple says Siri directs users to police when they make requests that indicate emergency situations. Now, in this case, Siri misinterpreted the question as users wanting to report terroristic activity to police. Now, when you ask where the nearest terrorists are located, Siri's response is she doesn't know how to respond. Our streets, they're a little safer after a drug bust that authorities describe as significant. It involves 1,400 fentanyl pills. Local law enforcement say the seizure of so many fentanyl pills is part of a much bigger picture tied to overdose rates on the rise in the community.
They say that we're nearing overdose levels of 2016, when the spike across the nation was due to opioids. In 2016, Fargo police investigated 66 overdoses where 13 people died. This year, police say they're seeing a steady increase and hope to get these drugs off the streets to avoid a worsening crisis. Cass County's risk level for COVID-19 is being raised from low to moderate. Governor Doug Burgum says the change is being made because of growing COVID-19 case numbers across the state, including in long-term care facilities. The moderate level means there is heightened exposure risk, but transmission is under control. The State Health Department is reminding you to social distance, wash your hands often, and wear a mask.
So taking a look at those numbers, North Dakota is reporting 475 new cases of COVID-19. 7 more people have died in the state, bringing that total to 203. Positivity rate is now 6.83%. In Minnesota, there are 690 new COVID-19 cases, along with 6 new deaths. More than 1,900 people have now died from the virus. A West Fargo Slumberland employee made a life-changing phone call for one customer. Brianna Normand was talking with a customer when she noticed that something seemed off.
As the conversation continued, Normand trusted her gut, which was telling her that the woman was showing signs of a stroke. She called 911 and told them about the situation, sending help to the woman's house.
There was just something inside of me that was like, she's by herself and she says she's in her car sitting in the parking lot of her apartment. You know, I didn't want something to happen to her, and me being the only one that knew what was happening.
Slumberland received a call from the woman's son the following day, and he says that thanks to them, his mom is now on the way to recovery. So just a good reminder, if you trust your gut when you feel like something might be going on.
I know, I like that story. Happy ending. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question: according to a new poll, 1 in 3 Americans don't know this about themselves.
The answer is their blood type. Now remember, you can play along every single day. Just head to the Valley News Live Facebook page. That's where we have the question and where you can find the answer a little later on.
The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but remember, the Valley Today rolls on. Join us right now for more live, up-to-the-minute news and weather right now on the Fargo CW.